Kurt Busch throwing down on Robin Miller, who joins us live from St. Petersburg. How about it, Miller? Any reaction? Any defense for yourself there?
I think I entirely deserve that for saying that Kurt Busch stapled his ears back together earlier in the season, and now it's 1-1, and we have to have a tiebreaker.
Fair enough. More importantly, you've been bad-mouthing Milka Duno, newly announced IndyCar rookie, as not ready for that career move, not qualified to drive fast open-wheel cars on an oval. Elaborate on that for those who missed it on SpeedTV.com.
She's 34 years old, allegedly. I haven't seen her birth certificate. I think she's older. She's never driven on an oval. She's had... I think she drove a couple Formula Fords in 1999 when she started her racing career. She is, by definition of all the people that race with her in Grand Am racing, talented, very talentedly. She's challenged to be talented at any level, at any speed. And I think that when all these guys say this, you have to listen to these people. And Dave, this is the only sport in the world where you start your career at the Indianapolis 500. If you're a baseball player, you go through AAA or single A or W. You start at single A and you go all the way to AAA. If you're good enough, you make it to the majors. No, not in racing. You get a sponsor, you get a car, and you go take your rookie test, and you run the Indy 500. Oh, my, this is fun.
You've created an interesting dynamic here. In all seriousness, when Paul Dana was killed at Homestead a year ago, a lot of people proclaimed that he wasn't ready for Indy cars after the fact, not before the fatal crash. Now, you've said publicly what you have about Milka and what a lot of people are saying privately. What happens in terms of her approval to race? Does she have to pass a test? How does that test work? And will the league approve her? Will they publicly proclaim, no, Miller's wrong, Duna's good to go?
I'd say they'd do anything to say Miller's wrong, but that's not the point. The point is this. They'll take her to Texas. They'll crank so much wing in it that we could take anybody at Speed TV and they could run 175. And they'll go out and she'll run 190 miles an hour wide open, come in, get the photo ops and smile and say, gee, this was great. And all the people at the track will probably have to pass her. If they run her in traffic, who knows what the verdict might be. But they want this woman in the race. They want 3 women. They want Sitko's money, and they'll do whatever it takes. And I've been talking to drivers all weekend, and they all came up to me with nobody watching and saying, hey, thanks for writing that story. She doesn't belong in an Indy car, but they're going to make it easier for her, and she'll pass that test.
Before we move on to Champ Car, anything to add about the St. Pete race today?
Just that I just was really proud of Darren Manning, who was driving a single car for A.J. Foyt and got up to 3rd place because he drove the wheels off the thing. And, yeah, he spun near the end. But for a team that has no money, no 7-post rig, and no wind tunnel, I mean, I think it was the story of the weekend. And hopefully he's going to get to the podium before the season's over, because that's what this sport needs, is some little good feel-good stories.
When you see my good friend A.J., give him my congratulations on that, okay?
I will do that, sir.
In the Champ Car World Series, which opens next week in Las Vegas, 3 more seats filled this week. Perhaps most notable, the names not yet announced as having rides. Leg, Junqueira, Servia, Ranger, Philippe, and American Ryan Hunter-Ray all still on the sidelines. What do you make of that? Will they have rides?
I think Bruno will have a ride. I don't know about Catherine Legg. I don't think Servia's got anything. They pretty much treated Andrew Ranger just like they treated Ryan Hunter-Ray. Yeah, we know you came from our feeder system. Yeah, we know you're good drivers. Yeah, we know you're young and you're our future, but you don't have any money, so you're down the road. And this is Champ Car's biggest flaw. They keep changing the cast, and we got all these new guys now that you can't pronounce their name, you don't know where they're from, and they want to know why people don't follow them on television and why there's no media coverage. It's because they don't keep the same cast. And now you've got guys with some equity like Ryan Hunter-Ray, like Andrew Ranger, like Oriol Servia, and they're down the road. They're not even going to be part of the series. So Champ Car just doesn't get it, Dave, on a lot of levels, but they really don't understand what it takes to make this thing work.
All of that pales in the face of our final topic. I've been in this business a long time. Not much surprises me. My jaw hit the floor when I heard that Mario Dominguez is coming back to Forsythe Racing as Paul Tracy's teammate. The guy fired last year for wrecking his teammate in 2 of the first 4 races. How can that be?
Your jaw hit the floor, and they had to revive Paul Tracy when he got the phone call Wednesday afternoon. Now, let me tell you something. Dominguez was at Homestead at the IRL race last week looking for an Indy 500 ride, and I don't think Mario's that great an actor. I think he found out Wednesday morning. They called him up and said, you want to run the first 3 races with Forsythe. So remember, it's just the first 3 races, and I imagine if he takes PT out of any of those races, he's probably going to lose his ride. But this just goes to show you how screwed up Champ Car Racing is and how unserious these guys are about beating Newman Haas. You don't come up with a team driver for Paul Tracy till a week before the season. You don't test him or anything in a brand new car. How are you going to beat Newman Haas? You're not.
So why him? I mean, given the six names we just named, why Mario? Nothing against Mario, but why Mario?
Well, he can be fast. He should have won Houston last year. He lost the race. He threw it away because he'll sell tickets in Long Beach. He'll sell tickets in Houston. There's a huge Hispanic following in Houston, and every time Champ Car, a.k.a. kart race down there was a lot of Hispanic fans, and I think that's one of the reasons, and I think, probably the biggest reason.
Robin Miller, telling it like it is, as usual.
Hey, Dave?
Yes, Robin.
Can I ask one more thing, not
Sure.
to sound like Tony? That big yacht back there belongs to Tony George, and he said if I can swim to it, he's going to feed me.
Watch out for the cement flippers. That's the problem with that scheme, Robin. Thank you very much for being part of the show tonight. We'll take a break. We'll come back with opposing views about my take last week here on the Old Wind Tunnel, which continues right after that. And by the way, it is presented by Alltel Wireless.